you could join us. Thank you so much. We have some great visitors with us here today, but most of all, we're really glad that you were able to be with us. Thank you so much for coming to visit. I hope you can see and appreciate I have a brand new kitchen. Isn't this just beautiful? Apples everywhere, beautiful decorations everywhere, and it's going to be such fun to be cooking in our new kitchen, and we're really glad that you're going to be a part of it every week. You know, change happens in all of our lives. I certainly don't have to tell you what 911 did to change our lives. It had a profound effect on all of us. And we tend to balk against change. Nobody wants to change because we get in that comfort zone. You know, that where we just day after day, we feel so good about life is going on, there's no problems, and then some catastrophe or some horrendous thing happens to us, and then it changes. And we say, why does that have to happen? Well, change happens to everybody, and it makes you grow. If you stayed in that same position all the time, it wouldn't be good. We've got to grow, we've got to expand, and our horizons have to expand. And that makes you very unsettled. Our families change, divorces change us, sickness changes us, a move to another city changes us. Change is something that we fight. But you know what? There's one thing that will never ever change. And in Malachi 3:10 in the Bible, it says, I am the Lord and I change not. Just to know that there is someone you can put your confidence in today, and he will never disappoint you. He will never, ever change. He said, heaven and earth can pass away. My word will never pass away. So what he says in his word, guess what? He keeps his promise. He is a changeless Christ. Well, we're going to do some great chicken dishes today. We've got some pasta coming up and a delicious dessert. And we'll be right back after the hint to get started with chicken dishes. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Here's today's at-home hint. To quickly soften butter, cut it into pieces, place on a plate, and cover with a metal bowl that's been rinsed with hot water.
If you have an at-home hint, a favorite recipe, or just a friendly greeting you'd like to share, we'd like to hear from you. Post it in the comments of this video or visit our Facebook page.
Well, I just want to show you these beautiful flowers that were sent to me by my lovely husband today. I know that a lot of you guys out there, it's been a long time since you've sent flowers to your lovely wife. How about taking this as an example? He is so sweet. My dear precious husband of 33 years. He's just the best. And thank you, Paul. Appreciate it very much. And aren't they lovely? They just lift the whole room. This kitchen smells good otherwise, but it really smells nice with these flowers. Okay, so now we're going to get started. The first thing that we're going to do here is called a Twinkie Treat. And you know me, I do simple, easy, quick, but delicious recipes. And so what we do is you take, you know, those little sandwich, dessert sandwiches, I guess they call them, little cakes called Twinkies. You buy 2 boxes. And these are the Twinkies. And then you take, they're individually wrapped. You want to take the plastic off of them and just put them into a 13 by 9. You don't have to grease it, butter it, or anything. Put them into a 13 by 9 dish, all right? Now you're going to take 1 large package of strawberry Jell-O. Now this Jell-O has not totally set up. We don't want it to set up just yet. So we're just going to, you could use sugar-free if you wanted to, but we're just going to pour this. I know it sounds bizarre, but stay with me here. We're going to pour this over the top of the Twinkies. Okay, just like that. Now, it doesn't take the 2 entire boxes of Twinkies, I might say. It takes all but about 4. Okay, so we put that in there. The next, what we're going to do is take our vanilla pudding. Now, this is an instant pudding that we have made ahead of time. It's not totally set up either. And we're going to put that over top. I know it sounds bizarre, but stay with me. This is Jell-O, and this is Twinkies. Now, what could be taste any better than that, right? If you like Jell-O and you like Twinkies, we're spooning the pudding over the top. This is the large pack of pudding. And you don't want the pudding, don't make it like real far ahead of time for when you're going to assemble this, because it will set up and get like a scum or you know, that piece of stuff that dries up on top. We don't want that. So just pour this on top, just like so, evenly, all over. Let it come down to the edges. What do you think, Mike? Looks good? Good? Yeah. Okay. It's going to taste good. I like desserts that, particularly when you're in a hurry and you're going to have some folks drop by or just want to make a special dessert for your family, where you can make them ahead of time, like in the morning, put them in the fridge, and you know that when you have dinner that night, that they're going to be ready. Or maybe you're going to have some friends drop by, and they're going to maybe drop in just for an evening, and this is just a nice dessert to serve. All right, we have that done. Now what we're going to do is take, after we have those two, the pudding over, the Jell-O over, now we spoon 1 can of strawberry. This is strawberry pie filling. You could probably do fresh strawberries. I would think I would stick with the can until you experiment. You know, you can change recipes any way you want. Just because I say do this doesn't mean you have to. Try different. If you like blueberry, do blueberry, and maybe do blueberry Jell-O. Change what you like about a recipe, all right? So now we spoon the strawberries over the top of the Jell-O, just like that. Try to do it evenly. It's pretty hard with the Jell-O being soft yet. I mean, the pudding being soft. But you can spread them out. Everybody has to get a little taste of that, you know? There we are. Now, we just spread this over evenly, just like that. So now, let's talk the layers. We have the Twinkies, we have Jell-O, we have pudding. Now we have strawberries. And the next layer is going to be some Cool Whip. All right? And again, you take the Cool Whip and you just layer. There's no baking with this or cooking. This is just very simple, easy to do. It's really an assembling of all the ingredients. You want to make sure that they cover, that it covers. You want to make sure that your Cool Whip is thoroughly thawed. If it isn't, you might have a problem. And we're just going to put it all over the top of the cake. This is called Twinkie Treat. I think this is neat. Kids will like this because it's got Twinkies in it. Kids usually like Twinkies. And you really want to be sure that you cover it as well as you can, just like that. This calls for a 12-ounce container, and I have 2/8 here, so I'm going to pull this other one loose. Did they booby trap this one on me already? I mean, new shows we're doing here, and already they're booby trapping me. It's all right. That just lets me know they love me, right? Yeah. Yeah, right. We remember those days well. Okay. After you're doing this and you're finished with your Cool Whip, you could do low-fat Cool Whip if you wanted to. You could do, you know, anytime you need restrictions on your caloric intake or sugars or fats, there's so much help out there now that you could do the fat-free Jell-O, you could use the low-cream Cool Whip, whatever you have to do. You can pretty much do that and still make this that you could eat it if you're on a restriction, okay? Now we're going to sprinkle with some pecans. And then this is going to go into the refrigerator. And it's going to stay cool for a couple of hours, chilled for at least 2 hours. Do it in the morning so that Jell-O sets up, and it's going to be delicious, all right? This is going to go into the cooler. I want to start our second dish before we take a break here. And this is going to be something that if you're in a hurry to get home and you're thinking, what can I have for dinner? Oh my goodness, what can I get prepared? This is one of those dishes that you just say, I have the stuff, I have a chicken breast, I have some fresh broccoli, I have the garlic. We're making pasta, broccoli, and chicken. And we're going to put just a little bit of oil into our nonstick pan. Have your pan good and hot because that cooks it real quick. And we're going to take 2 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. Cut them in small pieces. If you want stuff to cook fast, and you don't want to wait all day long for it to cook, the chicken to cook, cut it in small pieces. Let me pull this down just a little bit so we don't have a, there we go. But you start with a good hot pan because that will get it going quickly. And you want to brown it on all sides, just like this. When the chicken needs to cook through, you always remember, we know how to be cautious about the care of chicken and how we need to wash our hands, and anytime you touch it, you have to do that. Well, let's keep using those practices because it's important to do that. But we're browning this chicken, and while it's browning, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back in just a minute to continue our broccoli chicken pasta. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do you love watching At Home with Arlene Williams? Then be sure to check out our new YouTube channel. It's filled with classic episodes from over 20 years of At Home, and more videos are added each day. And don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home.
Welcome back. We're making chicken broccoli pasta, and we're browning the chicken pieces. You can see they're getting pretty well done there. And we want them to get a nice brown color on them so that it renders the good, first of all, it's cooked through well, but it renders a good flavor. And you notice I just used good olive oil. Let's not get into canola oils and all this other. Let's use good ingredients when we're making things, because you know what? The outcome of the dish and the way it tastes has a lot to do with the ingredients that you use to prepare it. And it's really, use good chicken. McGinnis Sisters here in the Pittsburgh area, they have provided all of our groceries and our vegetables, produce, the meats. They have wonderful Amish chicken there that has no preservatives, nothing except natural, and it's delicious. And this is this chicken, and you can tell how wonderful this chicken is, and the smell is incredible. And you want to use good ingredients. That's just a necessity. If your family's worth cooking for, then they're worth cooking the best for. That's what I think. All right, I think we've done enough with this chicken. We're going to take the chicken out of the skillet, and we're going to put it on the side because now we want to use some vegetables to bring out some flavor, and we'll be adding the chicken back, and we'll cook it longer later. But we just wanted to get that flavor into the vegetables that we're going to be doing next. And we have just a little bit of grease left there. That's good. Put that back on the stove. I'm going to adjust my heat here so we don't have a bonfire, as they say. All right, and now we're going to start with garlic. Now, this is one of those dishes, if you really like garlic, go for it. I've seen people use 10 or 12 cloves of garlic. You know what? I used to be like, oh, 1 clove will be enough. But honest anymore, I'm really developing a taste thanks to Paul, because he'll always say, there's not enough garlic in that for me. So that means I have to put more in. So I'm developing that flavor for it too, and I'm really enjoying it. You have to watch with garlic, because if your heat is up too high, it'll start browning on you, and then it tastes burnt. And we certainly don't want that to happen. So we're going to adjust the heat again. And this time, besides the garlic here, we're going to add some onion. You can chop the onion. You can cut it any way you want to. Personally, I just like to cut it in just some slivers like this. Put it in there. Doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be perfect. You know, perfect isn't necessary unless you're like one of those chefs that's like, there's 3 peas on a dish and 2 bean sprouts, and you're charging $16 for a vegetable. I mean, that has to be beautiful. This doesn't. It's an onion. Chop it up. If you like big pieces of onion, if you like more onion, put more onion in there too. But we're just going to marry these flavors. That's the garlic and the onions. And I wish we had smell-o-vision, because it sure smells good. Anybody that likes garlic will certainly like this, and the onion with it too. Now, I have a brother-in-law who likes onion, but he doesn't like to know it's in the dish. Now, it's pretty hard to do, camouflage something. His wife Janet may need to go to powdered onions or powdered onion salt or whatever to camouflage it, but he likes the taste of it. He just doesn't want to see it. Hard to do that with this dish, because this isn't, obviously, there's the garlic and there's the onions. And I'm going to turn that up just a nip. Now we're going to add some spices. And these are to your liking, whatever you'd like to do. I'm also going to put some of my broccoli. We have our water going for our pasta. And I've just done this off and on for a long time. If I'm going to do my broccoli, I'm going to put that in that water first. Get all the broccoli in there. And it's just going to blanch for just a couple of seconds. We're not going to have that in there long, because we want it to be tender, but we still want it to be crisp, okay? So we're going to take that out of there in just a minute, and because we don't want it to cook too long. And these are doing fine here. I'm going to come up with this flame a little bit higher because we need it to be working here. There we go. You can see how golden that garlic's gotten. That's the way you want it. Not burnt, but golden, all right? I'm going to add a tad more oil here because just a little bit. All right, now we're stirring. And as those are blanching, we're going to add some cayenne pepper. Now, cayenne has some heat to it, but it's also very good for you. Did you know if you have a cut on your hand, on your finger, that you can put cayenne on it? It promotes healing. So this, again, is to your liking. If you like it a lot, put a lot on. If you don't, don't. This is going to be for a lot of pasta, so we're okay with that. Okay, that's our cayenne. And everybody, is like, oh, that's a lot. It cooks down a little bit. It leaves a tang. It leaves a punch there. This, my friend, is Mrs. Dash. If you're on a salt-restricted diet, this is one of your best friends you can find. It's good. And we're going to put some basil, again, to your liking. And I like basil, so I'm going to really give it some charm here. And we're going to add just some regular salt, just like that. And we can adjust this seasoning a little bit later. And our black ground pepper, again, to your liking. All right. Now, this is doing well. We need to take our broccoli out of the water. Now I'm just going to take it right out, and I'm going to put it right in with our seasonings. This is an incredible, quick meal, and it's so nutritious. It's got good chicken in there. It's got broccoli. We're going to add as soon as I get this out, we're going to add our pasta in. We're going to put this over angel hair pasta, and that is an incredible combination. But I want to finish the sauce on this before we get too much further. Okay, there we are. I'm going to add my pasta here. And we'll do about a pound. This is a 2-pound package. We're going to do about a pound of this. And you see how fine this is? If you can't find the angel hair, this is also called capellini. And it's a wonderful pasta. Imported pastas I really like more even than the ones here because they don't seem as starchy to me. Might just be my own feeling about it. But they don't seem as starchy. We're just going to stir those around. We've added a little salt to the water, and they're going to cook. That cooks up very quickly, so we don't have to worry too much about that. Now, back to our sauce. Look how beautiful that broccoli is in there. Oh, incredible. Now we're going to add, this is what I call kind of like my secret ingredient, okay? I'm making a cream sauce, so I'm going to add a little chunk of cream cheese right in there. And we're going to bring that up to a real high heat again because we want this to melt down. And when we do, we're going to add some chicken broth. This is going to come up to a boil. We're adding the chicken broth. And you can see how that breaks down that cream cheese immediately. And we're going to add our chicken back into our vegetables. And this is going to cook for about 15 minutes. And it's going to be so delicious. And the colors are wonderful. And when you see how that cream cheese, it just dissipates into that, makes a wonderful, wonderful sauce. And we're going to be serving it up for you in just a minute. Stay tuned. Here's how you can get all the recipes you've seen today. All right?
Just go to ctvn.org/athome to get all the recipes from today's show for free. That's right, no subscriptions. They're available online at no cost, and more are being added each day. So join us at ctvn.org/athome to get today's recipes now.
Well, I hope that you're going to try what we've made today. We've added a salad to our pasta dish, and this is a wonderful salad with Bibb lettuce and the red leaf lettuce. We've added some blue cheese, crumbled blue cheese, some toasted pinoli nuts. If you've never used them, they're great. Did a nice sweet onion and a raspberry vinaigrette. A wonderful complement to our pasta. But look, here's our Twinkie Treat. Doesn't that thing look good? And it tastes so good, so refreshing. I know your family's going to really enjoy that. And then I'm going to serve up a portion of our chicken broccoli. Oh, This is incredible. Chicken broccoli pasta. And all I've done here is cook that chicken back on there a little longer. You're going to add some cream cheese. You're going to add some chicken broth and also a little bit of milk or half and half. That makes the cream sauce. And you can fire this up with crushed red peppers, more cayenne, or you can back off on that. If you can't do spicy things, don't worry about it. Just back off on it. It will still taste delicious. And this is something, it's a quick, simple, easy to do dinner, and it's delightful. I think that we made this very quickly, and it's very enjoyable. It's always enjoyable when you stop by our home, because without you, what would be the use to preparing all of these good things? We're just trying to help you learn to do some special things for families and friends, and you know what, even for yourself, because you deserve it. You really do. I hope that you've enjoyed our program today in our new kitchen, our new home, and I hope with some new friends. I hope that you'll tell other people about our at-home program and that you'll join us every time that we're on, because you know, it's great to have friends drop in at any time. So be sure to join us the next time, because it just wouldn't be the same without you here at home. We'll see you then.
Food provided by McGinnis Sisters Special Food Stores in Brentwood and Monroeville. Taste the world.
Don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home. Thank you for watching.
Cornerstone Television wishes to thank all our faithful viewers whose consistent prayers and financial support have made this program possible.